On March 31st, the Pi Network token fell 10% and was poised to drop in half. Despite promises, the Pi Open Mainnet launch never happened. This brings us to the main question of the day. Can the price of Pi fall to zero? Welcome to the Crypto Market channel, where you can catch up on all the latest Pi Network news. I did a lot of research for today's video, so watch it all through to keep up with the Pi Network's progress. In today's video, I'll answer this question and tell you about recent Pi Network predictions and how you can still become a millionaire through Pi Network. If you're interested in anything related to the Pi Network, this is the place to be. Subscribe if you want to stay current on all the latest Pi Network news and predictions and keep up with the crypto world. Please click the like button if you want us to send you more Pi Network news. Finally, in the comments section below, add the Pi Network to the moon. The price of the Pi token fell nearly 10% in the previous 24 hours, reaching $32 in the Asian Pacific session on March 31st. The drop coincided with a technical setup that could take the price 50% lower, putting the target price at around $16. But what if the price of the Pi Network falls to zero? Let's see what happens. Since March 2nd, the Pi Network coin price has been charted within a technical setup known as the Symmetrical Triangle. In general, geometrical triangles form when an asset's price consolidates so that two converging trend lines with similar slopes are formed. They also connect the swing highs and lows, preventing abrupt breaks in either direction. Notably, once the token crosses one of the trend lines, the symmetrical triangle predicts a bias. When it does, the next move should equal the maximum triangle height. The Pi coin price broke the formation support on March 20th, dropping nearly 20% since then, implying it could reach the $16 target mentioned earlier. The MACD oscillator crossed into the negative zone, confirming the forecast. The Pi coin was trading below its exponential moving averages of 20, 50, 100, and 200 to 400. Furthermore, the token did not follow Bitcoin's bullish move on March 28th to 29th, implying that traders may abandon Pi if the BTC rally continues. Meanwhile, the decline would occur prior to the launch of the Pi Network Open Mainnet, which the Pi team has repeatedly delayed. Will the Pi Open Mainnet ever be released? Pi Network supporters waiting for confirmation on the Pi Network Open Mainnet launch date must continue to stay. Pi Network founder Dr. Nicholas Cogdelis told followers in a March 14th YouTube video that a few tasks remained before the Open Mainnet could go live. The video discussed the blockchain platform's achievements in the previous year. Cogdelis requested assistance from the Pi community in launching the Pi Network Open Mainnet, outlining the remaining goals for the enclosed mainnet, master KYC, and creating utility for the Pi Network ecosystem. Meanwhile, Pi supporters continue to promote the coin to obtain financial freedom as an antacid to poverty. The value of the Pi coin could fall to zero. Notably, the platform's developers promoted the coin ahead of Pi Day on March 14th, implying that the Pi Open Mainnet would launch then. The Pi coin price increased nearly 60% from March 11th to 14th due to social media hype. However, the token lost all of its gains in the 3 days that followed, confirming that by the rumor, sell the news strategy. Furthermore, as of March 31st, Pi was nearly 90% below its January 1st value, despite the crypto market's overall 52% recovery year to date, indicating investors' lack of interest in the coin. If the macroeconomic environment and the Federal Reserve's fiscal policy send the digital asset sector into another downward spiral, smaller coins with low demand, such as Pi, may perish if traders exit in large numbers. Given the coin's debatable prospects and utility, a bearish forecast is in order. The debate over the expected value of the Pi Network has changed as of December 22, 2022. It's not impossible, is correct. However, because this is still an unanswered question, I'll provide some information to help you make predictions. 300 IAT members, early testers, were the first to be able to purchase products with Pi in 2021. Their trading volume was around 4,000 at the time, and about 500 of them had open information about $1 to 1 Pi was traded. On average, it was around $1 per 1 Pi, with a low of $10 and a high of $100. IAT has now concluded, so this is merely a reference. Pi Network has already completed the first migration for those who have successfully completed KYC certification, allowing those who are eligible to purchase products from PCM. Each transaction is available on the Discord channel Pi Lifestyle. One of Pi Network's DAPs, PCM, Pi Chain Mall, currently sells some products that can be purchased with Pi. Due to the high trading volume, determining the exact average value of one Pi takes a lot of work. However, it appears to be trading at a very high value of about 0.5 to 2.0 US dollars per 1 Pi on average. The main point of those who claim that 1 Pi will never reach 1,000 US dollars. They primarily assert that 1 Pi can never equal 1,000 US dollars because given that the total amount of Pi issued is 100 billion, if it reaches 1,000 US dollars per 1 Pi in this state, it not only far exceeds the market capitalization of Bitcoin but it is also an impossible price to achieve given the total size of the virtual currency market. Dr. Nicholas and Dr. Chen, the core team's CEOs, own 20 billion Pi of the total. If 1 Pi reaches 1,000 US dollars in its current state, these two will become unimaginably wealthy, dozens of times richer than the current Forbes #1 rich man. Aside from price predictions, the Pi network could be a scam in the first place. People who predict that 1 Pi will one day reach 1,000 US dollars do so for the following reasons. Only about 15 to 20% of the total amount of each listed cryptocurrency is currently in circulation. The total amount of Pi is 100 billion, which is very large, but ordinary users can only have 65 billion Pi. Considering the circulation volume, the amount of Pi actually traded in the market will be less than expected. The Pi network currently has approximately 40 million active users and will continue to grow. If the number of new subscribers continues to rise while the actual distribution volume remains low, the value of 1 Pi will rise gradually. It is still being determined how much supply and demand are required for 1 Pi to become 1,000 US dollars, but the trend is important. As a result, it is impossible to predict the exact timing, but if the Pi network continues to grow at its current rate, 1,000 US dollars per Pi is not out of the question. This is likely to decrease in the future for the CEO's stake of 20 billion Pi. Those who have done business will know that it is uncommon for the representative stake to be maintained from beginning to end. It is common for shares to be distributed to finance further business expansion, so the current representative share is likely to gradually decrease, as many other users are aware. I'm surrounded by negativity, with my own family telling me, "Oh, that Pi is a scam, and it won't be worth anything," so they won't download the app and participate in the future of currency. And that says that my own family thinks I'm insane and know nothing. This is what will happen. Anyone who has been devoting time and effort to mining Picoin daily and has nothing but trust and confidence in this cryptocurrency will have the last laugh. Yes, it will require some time. But those of us with patience and confidence will be rewarded for the time and effort it has taken and continues to take. Having said that, the price of a Bitcoin will range between $10 and $20 by the end of 2025. If they reach the mainstream and begin trading before then, it will only reach and possibly exceed that value. Anyone who is skeptical or believes it is a scam, Pi is genuine and not a scam. They are taking the necessary baby steps to make this happen. Don't be discouraged because it takes time. That's all for now. Obviously, any future changes will be covered. So remember to like, subscribe, and enable notifications if you want to see all future Pi Network developments, including my upcoming film. So remember to like, subscribe, and allow notifications. Please leave questions or comments about the Pi currency, IOUs, or the Pi Network in the comments section below. I value your presence. I'll see you in another of my videos.